9 investigates a years-long quest for more information in the case of Shanquella Robinson. She died mysteriously while on a trip to Mexico. The people she traveled with claim that she died of alcohol poisoning, but Shanquella's family believes there is so much more to this story. Channel 9's Joe Bruno has been pushing the FBI for more information for years now, and he is joining us live with what he's uncovered. Joe?
Well, this is an incomplete file. It does not reflect the FBI's thinking, just what was reported to federal agents. I've been seeking these FBI files since October 2023, and the FBI just released the first 2 part of them. We now have a little more insight into how agents investigated the death of Shanquella Robinson.
On October 29, 2022, a 25-year-old woman from Charlotte, North Carolina, was found dead inside a luxury vacation rental in Cabo, San Lucas, Mexico. Her name was Shanquella Robinson. Within hours of her death, the people she traveled with returned to the United States. Her body did not. Her family was told she died from alcohol poisoning. Days later, Mexican authorities released a different conclusion. The death certificate listed severe spinal cord injury and a broken neck. The cause of death was classified as homicide. No one was arrested. Soon after, a video surfaced online. The footage showed Shanquella naked, unarmed, and being physically assaulted inside the same villa where she later died.
Okay. Quilla, can you at least fight back?
No. Why is she not fighting?
At least something. At least fight back, something.
Get up, bro! Get up!
Other voices were heard in the room. No one intervened. The video ended. What happened next was never shown. As public pressure grew, both Mexican authorities and the FBI opened investigations. Statements from witnesses conflicted. Timelines did not match. Medical reports from Mexico and the United States reached opposite conclusions. Evidence existed, but much of it was never released. This is the complete story, every action, every chilling detail. Welcome to Everyday True Crime. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a case. Stay with us for more gripping investigations and raw true crime stories delivered daily. Now let's dive in.
Today marks 3 years since the death of Shanquella Robinson, the Charlotte woman who died while vacationing in Mexico with friends.
Yeah, and the question surrounding her death has sparked both heartbreak and outrage across the country. WCNC Charlotte's Jesse Pierre is in Uptown with how loved ones are remembering Shanquella and the renewed call for justice.
A somber tribute marking 3 years since the death of Shanquella Robinson.
I want everybody to remember Shanquella as a vibrant 25-year-old entrepreneur.
Shanquella traveled to Cabo, Mexico in October of 2022 with 6 friends. She never made it back home. Her travel mates told her family she died of alcohol poisoning, but videos showing Shanquella being attacked on the trip painted a different picture.
It's just a clear sign of an innocent young lady who was attacked and her life was taken from her. The whole world saw that.
An autopsy done in Mexico revealed Shanquella died with a broken neck and severed spinal cord. Shanquella's mother has since filed a $100 million lawsuit against federal agencies. She also filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the 6 who were there, now known as the Cabo 6. In response, they have filed motions asking the judge to dismiss the case. For Shanquella's father, who we spoke with over the phone, he says the anguish is unbearable.
She wasn't perfect, but she did not deserve for them 6 individuals to take her life and come back here and lie about it and nothing not being done about it.
He is pleading for federal authorities to take a closer look.
But I can be her voice. And that's all I'm asking for is the United States of America to step in and look at this case and make it right. Just make it right to this father.
Attorneys Ben Crump and Sue Ann Robinson issued a statement saying it is not only heartbreaking, but unacceptable that 3 years later, no criminal charges have been brought, urging the FBI to release information on the case and bring Shanquella's family the closure they deserve. Family and supporters say they won't stop fighting until Shanquella gets justice.
Shanquella Robinson was born on January 9, 1997, in Charlotte, North Carolina. She was the daughter of Salamondra and Bernard Robinson, who raised her in a close-knit family environment. Growing up in Charlotte, Robinson developed strong community ties and maintained deep connections with her family throughout her life. Her upbringing in North Carolina shaped her entrepreneurial spirit and her dedication to building relationships within her community. Robinson was an entrepreneur who operated her own hair braiding business, a skill she had cultivated over years of practice. In addition to her braiding services, she launched a women's fashion line, demonstrating her business acumen and creative vision. Her entrepreneurial ventures allowed her to build a client base and establish herself as a young businesswoman in Charlotte. Her social media presence reflected her lifestyle and business endeavors. Robinson regularly posted content related to her fashion line, hair braiding services, and personal life. She used platforms like Instagram to connect with clients and friends, showcasing her work and promoting her brand. Her online activity painted a picture of someone invested in her business growth and community engagement. Robinson maintained close relationships with friends and family members. Those who knew her described her as someone who valued loyalty and friendship. Her social circle included both childhood friends and connections she had made as an adult through her business and social activities. At 25 years old, Robinson was in the process of expanding her business ventures and building her future. She had plans to grow her fashion line and increase her client base for hair braiding services. Her entrepreneurial trajectory suggested someone with clear goals and the determination to achieve them. The trip to Mexico was meant to be a celebration with friends before she turned another year older, a chance to relax before pursuing her next business goals. Her life was cut short just as she was establishing herself professionally and personally. The vacation was organized among a group that became known as the Cabo 6, Shanquella Robinson, and 6 travel companions. The group consisted of individuals from her college social circle and friend network. The destination chosen was San Jose del Cabo, Mexico, a luxury resort region on the Baja California Peninsula. The area is known for its beaches, high-end resorts, and active nightlife, making it a popular destination for American tourists seeking relaxation and entertainment. The planning process involved coordinating travel dates, booking accommodations at a villa, and organizing group activities. The companions agreed to share expenses and spend several days together at the resort location. For Robinson, this represented an opportunity to vacation with people she considered friends. The group arrived in San Jose del Cabo on October 28, 2022. Initial activities included settling into their villa accommodations, which featured multiple bedrooms and common areas suitable for a group vacation. The first day involved typical vacation activities, meals together, exploring the resort area, and taking photographs. Social media posts from the first day showed the group appearing to enjoy themselves. Photos were shared showing meals, poolside relaxation, and group shots of the companions together. Robinson herself posted content indicating excitement about the trip. The social media documentation from the first 24 hours suggested a standard vacation, beginning with no visible signs of conflict or tension. On October 29, 2022, less than 24 hours after arrival, the situation changed drastically. During the early afternoon, Robinson was found seriously injured and unresponsive inside the villa where the group was staying. The exact timeline of events leading to her being found in this condition remains disputed among the witnesses present. One of her travel companions placed a phone call to Robinson's mother, Salamondra Robinson, claiming that Shanquella was ill. The companion stated that Robinson had consumed too much alcohol and was suffering from alcohol poisoning. This initial communication to the family provided no indication of physical injury or violent altercation. The family was told their daughter was intoxicated, but that the situation was under control. Local medical personnel were summoned to the villa. A doctor who examined Robinson at the scene described her condition as showing signs of dehydration and intoxication. According to reports, the doctor found Robinson unable to communicate effectively. The companions present allegedly told medical personnel that Robinson had been drinking heavily throughout the day and night. The family, communicating remotely from North Carolina, was informed that their daughter was too intoxicated to be transported to a hospital at that time. This explanation aligned with the alcohol poisoning narrative that had been presented in the initial phone call. There was no mention to the family of physical trauma, assault, or injuries beyond what might be expected from severe intoxication. What the family did not know at this time was that Robinson had sustained significant injuries that would later be documented in autopsy reports. The communication from the companions to both medical personnel and the family omitted critical information about what had actually occurred in the hours leading up to Robinson's unresponsive state. Mexican authorities conducted an autopsy on Robinson's body shortly after her death. The findings from this examination reported a broken neck and severe spinal injury. Based on these findings, Mexican medical examiners classified the cause of death as resulting from physical trauma. The Mexican authorities categorized the death as femicide, a legal classification used in Mexico for gender-based killings of women, which automatically triggers a homicide investigation. The Mexican autopsy findings indicated that Robinson's injuries were inconsistent with accidental death or death from alcohol poisoning alone. The documentation of a broken neck suggested significant force had been applied to her upper body and neck region. This medical conclusion contradicted the accounts provided by the travel companions about illness and intoxication. A second autopsy was performed in Mecklenburg County, North Carolina, after Robinson's body was repatriated to the United States. This examination yielded notably different conclusions. The U.S. autopsy showed no spinal fractures and no evidence of broken bones in the neck region. The American medical examiners did document other injuries, but did not find the specific spinal and neck trauma that Mexican authorities had reported. The Mecklenburg County findings created significant confusion about the actual cause of death. Without a broken neck or spinal fracture, the mechanism of death became less clear. The U.S. autopsy did note other physical trauma but reached different conclusions about the severity and nature of the injuries. The discrepancies between the two autopsies became a central mystery in the case. Medical experts and legal analysts questioned how two professional examinations could yield such different results. Possible explanations included differences in examination techniques, language barriers in documentation, or varying standards for classifying injuries. These contradictions had significant legal implications. Mexican authorities proceeded with their investigation based on their autopsy findings of homicide. U.S. federal investigators faced challenges in determining whether federal crimes had occurred when the American autopsy did not support all of the Mexican findings. The conflicting medical evidence created obstacles for both prosecution efforts and the family's quest for clarity about how their daughter died. Shortly after Robinson's death, a video began circulating on social media platforms. The footage showed Robinson being violently beaten by one woman while other individuals stood nearby. The video, which appeared to have been recorded inside the villa, captured approximately 1 minute of physical assault. Robinson can be seen in the footage being struck multiple times while wearing minimal clothing. Audio from the video included a male voice in the background making comments that appeared to taunt Robinson to fight back. The voice did not attempt to stop the assault or call for help. Other individuals visible in the frame did not physically intervene to stop the beating. The video quality was sufficient to identify that the assault was taking place in an indoor residential setting consistent with the type of villa the group had rented. The video's release triggered massive public reaction across social media platforms. The hashtag #JusticeForQuella began trending on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Users shared the video widely, expressing outrage that such violence had occurred and questioning why no one present had intervened to protect Robinson. Online communities began analyzing the video frame by frame, attempting to identify all individuals present and document exactly what had occurred. The footage contradicted the alcohol poisoning narrative entirely, showing clear evidence of physical assault. Public pressure mounted on law enforcement agencies to investigate the death as a criminal matter rather than an accidental death from intoxication. The video became the most significant piece of evidence in the public domain. While the companions had controlled the narrative initially through their communications with the family, the video provided independent documentation of at least one violent incident involving Robinson. The footage raised questions about who recorded it, why it was recorded, how it came to be shared publicly, and what other documentation might exist of events at the villa. The companions' first communication with Robinson's family centered on the alcohol poisoning explanation. They maintained that Robinson had become ill from drinking and that her death resulted from this intoxication. This account suggested a tragic but accidental death resulting from Robinson's own consumption choices. As investigators began questioning the companions, the stories evolved and diverged. Some companions claimed Robinson had fallen in the bathroom, suggesting her injuries resulted from an accidental fall. Others stated she was found in bed or sitting in a chair when she became unresponsive. The variations in these accounts made it difficult to establish a coherent timeline of events. None of the initial accounts mentioned the physical altercation shown in the viral video. When confronted with the video evidence, the companions had to reconcile their statements with the documented assault. The shifting narratives damaged the credibility of the witness accounts and suggested possible coordination to conceal the true circumstances of Robinson's death. The contradictions in the companions' statements generated widespread skepticism. Social media users and true crime followers questioned why friends would provide false information about someone's death. The apparent coordination of a false narrative suggested consciousness of guilt or an attempt to avoid criminal liability. The public skepticism extended to questions about premeditation and motive. Online discussions explored whether the assault was spontaneous or planned, whether Robinson had been targeted specifically, and what dynamics within the group might have led to violence. The companions' refusal to speak publicly or provide consistent accounts fueled speculation and conspiracy theories. Mexican authorities moved quickly based on their autopsy findings. They declared Robinson's death a homicide under their femicide classification system. Based on their investigation, they issued an arrest warrant for at least one member of the Cabo Six. Reports indicated that Dejani Jackson, identified as the individual seen striking Robinson in the viral video, was the subject of the arrest warrant. Mexican investigators attempted to utilize Interpol channels to facilitate extradition. They submitted requests through proper diplomatic channels seeking cooperation from U.S. authorities to apprehend and extradite the suspect. However, no confirmed extraditions have occurred to date. The process became complicated by jurisdictional issues, diplomatic procedures, and the requirement that both countries agree on the extradition terms. The FBI opened an investigation after public outcry intensified and the viral footage generated national attention. Federal investigators conducted interviews with the companions who had returned to the United States. They collected evidence including electronic devices, communications records, and travel documentation. Investigators extracted data from Robinson's iPhone system to review her communications and activities leading up to the trip. Recently released FBI documents, obtained through Freedom of Information Act requests, total over 100 pages but contain heavy redactions. The visible portions show that investigators encountered conflicting witness claims and challenges in establishing a definitive timeline. The documents confirm that at least one witness told FBI agents the group claimed they had been drinking heavily and tried to put Robinson in a shower to sober her up. The FBI downloaded contents from at least one phone belonging to someone on the trip, but found no evidence revealing specific information about the cause of death. The extracted data showed only comments expressing distress after Robinson's death. One witness told investigators they saw pictures of Robinson's body and believed cameras may have been present in the house, suggesting additional documentation might exist. Despite the investigation, the FBI ultimately concluded that no federal charges were supported by the available evidence. This decision was based on the conflicting autopsy reports, jurisdictional limitations on federal authority over deaths occurring in foreign countries, and evidentiary challenges in proving specific federal crimes. The family and their attorneys criticized the FBI for lack of transparency and slow action. They questioned why the investigation took so long to produce results, and why the released documents contained such extensive redactions that little new information was actually disclosed to the public. Robinson's father, Bernard Robinson, publicly stated his belief that the video shows a violent attack and suspects the incident may have been premeditated. He expressed frustration with the pace of the investigations and the lack of criminal charges despite video evidence of assault. Salamandra Robinson, Shanquella's mother, has been vocal about seeking justice and accountability for her daughter's death. The family has sent letters to President Biden and various federal offices calling for intervention in the case. These communications requested that the federal government take action to ensure accountability, either through criminal prosecution or diplomatic pressure on Mexican authorities to pursue extradition more aggressively. The family sought high-level attention to a case they believed was not receiving adequate priority from law enforcement agencies. The family initiated multiple civil lawsuits seeking accountability through the legal system. They filed a federal lawsuit against the FBI and U.S. State Department alleging negligence in the handling of the investigation and failure to protect an American citizen abroad. This lawsuit claims the agencies did not act appropriately given the circumstances of Robinson's death. Additionally, the family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the Cabo 6 for battery, negligence, and conspiracy. This civil action seeks monetary damages and aims to hold the companions legally responsible for Robinson's death even without criminal convictions. The lawsuit alleges that the companions either participated in, witnessed without stopping, or conspired to conceal the circumstances that led to Robinson's death. Lawsuit developments have been mixed. Some claims have been partially dismissed by courts while others proceed. At least one defendant has filed the first formal reply in the federal lawsuit, indicating that legal proceedings are moving forward despite challenges. The family continues to pursue these civil remedies as their primary avenue for accountability. Beyond the legal actions, the family maintains an ongoing public campaign. They continue to speak with media outlets, participate in interviews, and maintain social media presence to keep attention on the case. Their efforts aim to prevent the case from fading from public consciousness and to maintain pressure on authorities to pursue justice. Online communities have played a significant role in keeping the case visible. Users across platforms continue to discuss the case, share information, and analyze available evidence. Some individuals have raised funds to support the family's legal efforts. Others have created informational content explaining the case details to new audiences. The community response has included efforts to identify all individuals present at the villa, track their current activities, and document any public statements they make. This crowdsourced investigation represents both genuine concern for justice and the complications of online vigilantism. The case has sparked broader discussions about how law enforcement responds to deaths of Black Americans abroad. Advocates have questioned whether the investigation would have been more aggressive if the victim had been white or if the circumstances had involved different demographics. These conversations connect Robinson's case to larger patterns in the criminal justice system. True crime content creators have extensively covered Robinson's case, producing videos, podcasts, and written analyses. The case contains elements that engage true crime audiences: mysterious circumstances, video evidence, international jurisdiction complications, and unresolved questions. This coverage has maintained public interest but also raises questions about the ethics of true crime entertainment involving recent deaths with grieving families. The community impact demonstrates how modern cases unfold not just through official channels but through parallel public investigation and discussion enabled by social media platforms. If this story gripped your heart and left you questioning the truth, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with others who need to hear it. For more chilling true crime stories that dive deep into the mysteries behind these tragedies, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest updates, investigations, and thought-provoking discussions. Thank you for being part of this journey with us as we uncover the truth and seek justice. Together, we can make a difference. Stay safe, stay aware, and we'll see you in the next one.